How many free kick goals did David Beckham score in his career? It might seem like an easy question, and you can get an easy answer for this. If you type this into Google, how many free kick goals did David Beckham score in his career, you'll get an answer right here, 65. This is apparently from 90min.com. And if you look around some other results, kelnow.com, 65. Sportskeeda, Beckham scored total 65. It'll seem like it's a pretty consensus thing that he scored 65 free kick goals. So case closed, right? Unfortunately, I think this is not actually true. I mean, I think what happened is somebody at some point said 65. It got shared on social media. It got picked up by certain news outlets who may have not verified it, but they reported it as true. And then people started saying, well, according to 90min.com, according to Sportskeeda, it was 65, and it kept being repeated so often that, and not verified by anybody really, that it seemed like if you're just a regular person looking this up, it seems like you could pick any source and it'll tell you it's 65 free kick goals. And you can go into YouTube, and this is what I have here. It's just this video of David Beckham's 65 free kicks in his career. So there's a video for it, so that may seem like it supports the notion that he scored 65 in his career. But if you actually start watching it, what you'll notice is a few different things that kind of call this into question. And, the first thing you'll notice is there's no counter on this, so it doesn't tell you how many goals are being scored, which would be good to verify that, it's not 64 or 63. But look at this. This is a corner. Now, scoring for a corner is, of course, incredibly impressive. It's even perhaps more impressive than scoring a free kick goal. But scoring from a corner is not the same thing as scoring a free kick. And I think that kind of already calls into question this total. Then you have the problem, which is it's not telling you the opponent or the date or the competition. It's just showing you the video. And sometimes you can kind of tell because on the screen it'll say the other team, or you'll just recognize their shirt or whatever. Like here, you can tell it's Liverpool that he's playing against. But you still don't know if it's a friendly, or if it's the Champions League, or if it's an exhibition. Because usually when we count these numbers, we're only looking at official matches, and not friendlies. I should say not club friendlies, because you do count international friendlies. But some of these could be club friendlies, and because we're not being told the situation or who he's playing against, we can't really verify whether we should count it or not. Let me show you the other thing that happens here is some of these are two-touch free kicks, which are not direct free kick goals. Again, not saying they're not impressive, because they still are very impressive, but they're a slightly different beast. And by that I mean is the free kick taker passes it short to a teammate, and the teammate passes it back. So here you'll see it's a pass, it's not really a pass, but he stops the ball. It's similar to a direct free kick, but it's not, because a direct free kick, you take it directly. I mean, that makes sense, right? And then some of these, just looking at the opponent, you can tell that it's a club friendly because, it's two teams that wouldn't regularly meet each other. So here we go. Sydney FC, LA Galaxy. I mean, that could have happened in the Club World Cup, I suppose. But if you put this into Google, Sydney FC versus LA Galaxy, you'll find that it's a friendly. So you remember when David Beckham stunned Sydney FC, but it's a end of the season tour. So this is a friendly game. I've seen, because there's different videos, there's some videos that show him scoring against like MLS All-Stars. And I mean, that's not even like a real team, no offense, but it's not a club team, it's an exhibition team. So you can't really mix it with official matches. And go ahead a little bit here. This is against Barcelona. Again, I don't think LA Galaxy played an official match against them. I think that's probably preseason friendly of some sort. And, like I said, mixed in, there's a lot of free kicks. Most of them are free kick goals, but some of them, like this one, that's a corner. So it's not the same thing. You have a mix of, free kick goals, two-touch free kicks, corner kicks, exhibition matches, club friendlies. So we can't really say, because like I was saying, there were some that I could pick out. Okay, probably LA Galaxy against Sydney FC is probably a friendly. But if I'm looking at Montreal against LA, I mean, that's probably a regular season match, but it could be a friendly. It doesn't give us enough information because it doesn't tell you the date or the competition or what. And sometimes, there's some clubs that I don't necessarily recognize. I think, what is that, Southampton or something? I'm not sure. I'm not the best at picking out shirts always. I mean, this could be an alternate strip for some random team that they're playing a friendly. I mean, it probably isn't, but it's hard to tell is my point. So this 65, I can tell it's not really 65. It's less than 65. But just how many, I'm not sure. I can say some more. It's a high number, I'm sure, but it's less than 65. I'm just not sure how many less. Then I looked at this. This is Transfer Market. And Transfer Market is a good website, but sometimes they have problems, which, a lot of websites are good and have sometimes problems, but you can't, just because Transfer Market says it's true doesn't mean it's necessarily true. You have to kind of verify it. They do list how many goals someone has scored direct from a free kick. That's one of the categories of things they have, and they do tell you the date and who they played against, what competition it was, what season it was. It's great because then you can verify that these were actually, if for some reason I thought, okay, I'm pretty sure that this goal was actually not a free kick, I could look the highlights up on YouTube and confirm whether it is or isn't. But if you add this up, you get 42. 42 goals in 42 matches. It's 42 direct free kick goals. So, I'm going to say that Transfer Market is probably correct that those 42 free kick goals are actually 42 free kick goals. But he might have more. Like I was saying, less than 65. I would think maybe more than 42. But, there's no way of verifying it because there's no competing list to cross-reference. Like if I had the list of 65 and the list of 42, I could see the missing ones and kind of see, okay, well that one was a corner, so no. But that one was a free kick and it wasn't an exhibition, so yes. So it actually should be 43 or 44 or 50 or whatever. When I looked up, the free kick goals on YouTube, there's a guy. There's so many that say 65 free kick goals. And I think some of these people, they're pretty much just taking the exact same video and putting a little branding on the front or putting a little effect on it. But they're not really verifying how many free kick goals he scored. There is a guy, Alex J.E. or Alex J. I don't know how you say it. I think he makes pretty good videos. He tells you the opponent, and it doesn't tell you the competition. So, again, you could have the problem of having some mixed in here that are friendlies, but I don't think so, because he put the friendlies at the end. So that gives me confidence that he's not mixing in friendlies here. I haven't independently verified that, but I'm pretty sure because he put the friendlies at the end, kind of to show you, like, yes, I'm aware that these exist, but I'm not counting them. So, after doing a quick review, there's 2 in this list, which are 2-touch free kicks, and I wouldn't count them. The rest, assuming they're not in club friendlies or exhibition games, I would count them. So, thank you for creating this video, Alex J.E. I'm going to link this one to the description. I would say that Beckham has scored 54 free kick goals. 42 are in Transfer Market. 54 is the number that I'm most comfortable with. Someone could do a more thorough review to make sure that the 54 in this video, like 56 minus the 2-touch free kicks, which are 2, so 54, are legitimate free kick goals scored in either official competitions or international friendlies, which are considered official in stats purposes. Definitely not 65. That includes not only 2-touch free kicks, but free kicks direct from a corner and exhibition and friendly games. So definitely not 65, which is definitely the number you'll get. If you Google it, you'll get it from any source you want, but they're all wrong. The correct number, I believe, is 54. And what you'll see is this list that's shared. Any list in which you see Beckham has 65, there will generally, mostly the numbers that given for the other players will also be wrong, because none of them have been verified. I've seen some that say Pelé had 70 free kick goals. As far as I can tell, that there's no actual source that says that. Verification of it. There's no video. There's no newspaper report that looked at every game and can tell you, okay, free kick number 13 was against such and such team on such and such date. Someone just pulled that number out of a hat, as far as I know. So he didn't have 70. Another one you see is Juninho had 77 or something. I mean, he had a lot, and I think the most in history or close to it. But once again, if you look at the numbers, you have to watch the video, and then you have to count which ones in the video shouldn't really count, and then come up with a number, because, and you'll never really know unless it gets verified by many different people, which would take a long time. So just in this video, I've kind of gone through my thought process, and once again, the number I'm coming up with is 54. It might be slightly off. I know that 65 is wrong, because for many reasons I've discussed. But once again, 54 is the number I'm most comfortable with, having seen the 56 presented very well by Alex J.E. I'm going to say 2 of these should not be counted, but most of them should be, so I'll link the video in the description. And if you guys like this video, I'm going to keep making some of these investigations into stats, because stats in football wrong very much of the time. So I might look into Pelé a little bit, into Juninho. Next time, though, for now, bye.